What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be reacting to another Kevin Samuels video. Before we get into it, make sure you guys like and subscribe.
Hello, how are you?
I am well. What do you got for me?
Can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
Oh, I was just thinking that women do. 32.
Okay. All right. And now, what do you got on the topic? Modern women want the world.
Yes, we do. I agree.
Why?
I think that we do.
Why?
Why?
We want it. We built it.
Because we can have it if we want.
You can?
I think that we can have it if we want it.
Okay. Then why don't you have it? Why don't you have? Why don't you have
What do you
it?
mean? Why don't I have it?
Why don't modern women have
What
it?
do you mean?
Well, you can say you can have it if you want
I
it.
think that a lot of
Hold
modern
on.
women do.
If you say women can have it if they want, and you say they want it, then why don't they have it?
I don't think that they don't have it.
Really?
I have a lot of friends that I believe have it.
Really?
I think it depends on what you're defining as the world.
No. Oh, let's do it. What state do you live in?
Ohio.
Mm-hmm. How old are you?
I said 32.
32. Do you want to be married?
I am married.
Okay. Do your friends want to be married?
My friends are married.
Okay. What percentage of Black women will marry in their lifetime?
I think it depends on what age group you talk about.
No. That's not. No, it doesn't. The stats very clear. What percentage?
I think it's 65 to 70%.
Hell no. 26.
26% of Black women.
Yeah. Why you
will be married in their lifetime?
Why are you stroking your hair like that? I mean,
because that's just what I do when I get nervous.
Oh, okay. I get it. 26%. 1 in 4 Black women will marry in their lifetime.
What is the statistics based on?
The population.
Is it like population?
He said, what are the statistics based on? He's like, population, the world, paperwork, stuff like that. But it's very interesting. Now, this woman may be married, but all of her friends being married as well, highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. Unless she's talking about 1 or 2 people. But that's rarely the case.
The population, 1 in 4 will marry in their lifetime.
Okay.
So the fact that you're married means 3 other women aren't. And the fact that your friends are married, that means you got to say 3 times as more aren't. 80% of Black children are born to single parent households. Okay. That means no husband. But if you watch my show, or if you ask women, most women will say they want to be what? Married. But yet they can't seem to be married. So that's one thing that modern women say they want, but they can't have.
Okay. Whose fault is that?
Women. Yours.
Why?
Yours. Because
why is it my fault?
Oh, no, not yours. Women. It's women's fault. I'll tell you why it's women's fault. Prior to 1965, Black people in this country were married at a rate of 80%, with the height of Jim Crow, segregation, and everything else.
Yes.
So if we were more married in the 60s and 50s and 40s and 30s and 20s, why all of a sudden, with more advancements, more freedoms and everything else, why are we less married? Because 80% of divorces are filed in the Black community are filed by women.
Okay.
We mean okay. I'm just gonna ignore that fact. Basically, in the worst of the worst, when we were getting treated the worst, we still found a way to stick together, like other races of people did and do. They always found a way to stick together during their hard times, and we've had one of the worst times, and still stuck together. But again, as time goes on and you get more freedom and you want to feel more liberated and you start having the ability to really make your own choices 1,000%, we see what road it takes us down. And that is a fact.
And where do you get your statistics from?
The Bureau of Labor Statistics, the census, accurate places like that, blackdemographics.com, Black statistics for Black people, by Black people. Where do you get your information from?
Similar sources.
Well, tell me some of the places you get yours from.
The census.
Okay, but all I've heard about is your friend so far.
Okay. Well, that's the information you asked me about
Okay.
my friends.
Well,
If
if
that's
but
what
I
I
asked you
responded
about
to.
what percentage of black women will get married. You said 60 to 70%. You can't.
That was an educated guess.
That was a poor education. If you get your stats from any reliable place, that is just outrageous. So
there's no way for me to know what questions you're going to ask me.
Well, what I will say is you asked me where I get my information from, and if you're going to ask me that, you're questioning my stats. So I'm going to question your information. And I will say the little bit of information I've given has been far more accurate than what you've given me in your anecdotal experience.
Okay. All right.
This is another reason why modern women can't have it all, because you don't know enough.
It's okay for you to like give statistics, but if you can't give me the references and you can't show me
Okay, well, I'm not going. Okay, hold on, ma'am. Don't play with me.
You know what?
Don't play. No. See, I'm about to go there with you because you asked me where I got them from, and all you got to do is get off your ass and go look for them yourself. But getting off your ass may be a big problem.
Oh man, Kevin is crazy.
Okay.
See, when you play with me, I'll play back.
Okay.
Now, you want to be respectful? We can be respectful. You want to cap and snap? We can do that too.
I don't want to cap and snap.
All right, well, let's keep it respectful.
The original conversation.
Okay, and the original conversation is modern women want the world, but the modern women did not build the world. Modern women don't understand how the basic world works, even the infrastructure. I said that modern women don't know enough, meaning you're not as informed upon the levers of power, the things that actually make women move. Most women only get curious about things that are of substance when they're married or older. Younger women tend not to care about anything, which is why AM talk radio is not for young women. It's for men and old women.
Why do you think that young women don't care?
Because they don't have to.
Then how do they like procure that information? Like, how do they understand?
They usually have to be taught by their man. They're usually taught by their man. You go from your father.
I was not taught by my man.
Well, that's okay. You ask how do they normally do it? That's how it normally happens. That's how it's normally supposed to go happen. It's supposed to go from father to your man's house. But why are women? Here's the question. Since you're asking me this question, why do you think 1 in 4 black women will marry in their lifetime? What's the problem?
I think that the options, like what's available for women, what they want.
The options? Hold on. The options, you meaning what?
Like in terms of men that are available to them.
51% of black men are single and childless. 64% are in the middle class. There are plenty of marriageable black men in this country. Black men are 2 million less.
Are they in Ohio?
Black men are 2 million less than black women and 847 million more marriages. There are less black men, but black men are married at a higher rate. So it's not that black women are not marrying anybody. You don't overtalk me. You do that to your husband. You don't do that to me. I muted you because you don't seem to realize you don't overtalk me. Now, here's what I'm going to need to do. Okay, let's reset this. Because I'm willing to have the conversation. But looking all around the room and talking to everybody else is kind of rude when I got, thousands of people watching. I need you to at least give the platform the respect and have a conversation. Please unmute.
Yes,
can we do that?
I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what typically I gave you the numbers about men, but see, it's not just a black men thing. There are plenty of black men that are single and childless. But what about why aren't black women marrying anybody?
Are they also married to black women like in this?
I ask why are
scenario?
not black women? No, we're talking about women.
Okay.
Black men are married just fine. Why aren't black women marrying anybody?
Does it not matter to you like across race?
I asked the question,
Yes,
why
ma'am.
are they? Because 1 in 4 will marry in their lifetime.
Yeah.
Why won't that means anybody? Why aren't they marrying anybody? When in the 60s it was married at 80% rates. Why?
I'm not sure. That has not been like my experience in
Doesn't
terms of the
matter.
Black women that I
Doesn't
know
matter.
that I'm
But it doesn't
surrounded by.
matter. You see, your anecdotal experience does not speak for the greater group. If
I
you
agree.
are okay, so we're
Is
talking
it
about the greater group. Why is it black women are having a problem finding anyone to marry?
what do I think? I think that maybe they are focusing on their career. Like Black women tend
Black
to
women,
start
most women don't.
businesses.
No. Most black women don't have careers. They have jobs. Most women have jobs, not careers. The
But Black
largest,
women have
listen,
been
listen.
okay.
The largest two employers of black women are the federal government and retail. Those aren't careers. Those are jobs.
Even though Black women are the most educated
No, you're
in
the most.
America.
No, ma'am. You're the most enrolled, not educated. The most enrolled, not the most graduated. The most enrolled. See, I know
Who's
my.
the most graduated?
You're the most enrolled. You just gave a statistic without any facts, and I turned around and told you that according to you're the most enrolled, and you're asking me another number. And you haven't answered the question.
Okay.
Why aren't these educated, career, job, business owning women married?
And just to add on, right? Not only are they the most enrolled, a lot of them, for whatever reason, once they tend to get in their fields and graduate, after they don't work in said field. They don't. A woman would go to school for law, and then become a barista at Starbucks, or do something else. It never really correlates. They never truly work in the field most of the time.
I assume they're not finding men.
They're not finding what?
They're not finding men.
Why?
Like men are cheating.
Nope.
Men are in
Nope.
jail.
See, folks, this is what I want you to understand. Listen, this is that bullshit. Instead of just holding women accountable, it's always some problem with the men. Why don't you just look at the women? So the problem's still with the men. How about does any other races of women are not the lowest group of married women is white women after this, and they're married at a rate of what, 54%? Almost twice as married. You got to deal with the fact of why black women aren't marrying. Black man or any man.
Lesbians?
Excuse me?
I mean, some women are lesbians.
Are we being serious?
I am being serious. I'm not trying
but that's not the greater percentage of people, ma'am. See, how about this?
Okay.
Let me ask you a direct question.
Yes.
Do you think that the average black woman today is marriageable?
I do.
Okay, then if that's the case, are they fit for marriage?
I think so.
Then why are so few married? When you look at any other race, they're married at a greater rate of 50%. And there was a time where black women were married at a rate of 80%. The numbers don't support your belief.
Okay.
So your belief is wrong. Meaning, regardless if they're black men or any men, black women can marry any man they want to. They're not marrying black men. They're not marrying any man. If they're fit and they're marriageable, why not marry?
What do you think the issue is?
Because they're not fit or marriageable. In general. Okay. Let's go for the main thing that most men want. Let's go for the main thing men want from women. The number one thing that men want from most women is cooperation.
Yes.
Would you consider the rank and file black woman today to be cooperative?
I think black women are cooperative.
Okay.
I do.
All right. Okay. Let's go on to the next category. That's what you believe. Okay.
I do.
And what percentage of out of 100% of single black women, what percentage would you say are cooperative with men? With men,
60 to 70%.
60 to 70 black men. The problem solved. 60 to 70% of single black women are cooperative.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in Ohio,
and then you said 51%.
No. Let's go. But let's go on the next thing. Cooperative.
Okay.
Next thing men want from a woman is to be physically fit.
Physically fit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You think the average single black woman is physically fit?
I think yes. If they
Really,
haven't had any children, probably.
really.
If they don't have any
80% of
children.
black women are 80% of black women, according to the Department of Health, is overweight, and 80% of that number is obese.
Mm-hmm.
So, ma'am, you cannot tell me that you believe, even by your own eyes, that the average black woman today is physically fit when the average black woman is 5'4" and 187 pounds. That's 60 some odd pounds heavier than black women were even in the 60s. You cannot tell me that they're that.
That's interesting.
That's true.
Mm.
So what part of Ohio do you live in, where the majority of black women are 5'4" and 125 pounds or less?
Like what part of Ohio do I live in?
What part? Where do you say you live? Ohio?
Yeah.
What part of Ohio do you live in where the average black woman is 5'4" and 125 pounds less?
Columbus.
And the average black woman is in shape in Columbus?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Ooh, Lord have mercy. Right. The average black woman in Columbus is physically fit.
In my experience, I mean, I
don't mean your experience. I mean, okay.
Based on the statistics that you said, that
No,
is
ma'am.
not true. The average black woman is not physically fit.
Well, ma'am, we don't have to go much further than the vicinity to realize that's not the truth. So, if you believe, well, I'll put it this way. You are free to believe what you like, but when I listen to a woman say that you believe that most single black women are cooperative with men, 60 to 70%, and most black women are physically in shape and fit. And let's go to the last one, feminine. What percentage of single black women would you say are feminine?
I think it depends on how you describe femininity.
Femininity, come on, man. See, when we have to get...
true.
No, it really doesn't. You want to go to Webster's dictionary? I mean, I don't know how you want to describe it other than what it is. 2 + 2 is 4. Everywhere else except in the black community, we always go into it depends.
No, I'm just
what percentage of black women? What percentage of single black women are feminine in your opinion? Having qualities or appearance of traditionally associated with women.
75%.
Woo! Shit.
Wait, what? She had to look off to the side to make sure she's not losing her motion. Like, wait, am I? 75%. Fellas, this is the most optimistic woman we've ever ran into in our entire life.
You guys can use this.
Listen,
hold on. To my people who watch the videos, to the people who watch my videos, I normally say, I need you to get my permission to use my videos, and I mean that. I don't care if you like it or not. If you don't get my permission, I do give out strikes. And if you bitch and moan about it, that just means you didn't ask for permission. I typically give permission if you just ask. That's the professional thing to do. However, this segment right here, this interview, you can use it. You can use it without even asking. This part, because this shit is crazy. 60 to 70% of sisters are cooperative with men. The same percentage of single sisters are fit and in shape. And that same percentage is feminine. Go ahead. Y'all can use that without asking. Use it up. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Ma'am?
Yes.
Thank you for the entertainment, but that is not true. You know it's not true. 70% of black women are feminine. I realize that you want to make a good case for women, but honestly,
Yes.
it's this kind of stuff that makes it worse for women because you lie and you think you're helping, and it helps to feed the delusion. Ma'am, we can just go to the
Yes.
fitness component, and I'm going to try to be
Okay.
as delicate as I can, but
Mm-hmm.
80% of black women are overweight.
Mm-hmm.
And then for you to sit back and say that you see black women as fit in Columbus, why is that helpful?
I think that like a lot of those statistics come from what, a BMI, and the
Let me tell you, the
BMI.
BMI is not racial, none of that stuff. Ma'am, go look in your family
I mean,
photo. Go look in your
I'm
family.
saying that
Go
the
listen. Listen.
BMI was established using white males
Oh
as
my
the
God.
standard.
How about you do this? Go back to your family photo album and look at women 100 years ago and show me the 300-pound women. Show me the 200-pound women. Go to your grandmother, your great grandmother, and show me the women that were weighed more than a man. The average black woman weighs more than a man. So I don't care if you want to say it's based off of a white man or not. How tall are you?
I'm 6 feet.
And I think it's fair to say that you probably weigh more than most men at 6 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm taller than most men.
No, I said, no. I said most men at 6 feet tall. Most black women weigh more than a man at their height. That is against the nature of human beings. Anywhere on the planet, the female is not supposed to outweigh the male at the same height.
So women don't get anything for like bearing children, for naturally needing to have.
No. First off, before we get into that, you have to tell me you're married and have kids, and most aren't.
I don't
No,
have
no,
any
no, no.
children. I am married.
But okay, so arguably, ma'am, there's no reason that you should weigh what you weigh without childbirth. There's no reason for it unless there's an actual diagnosed glandular problem or a diagnosed issue, which is very much the minority. And see, I need to answer you one question because you've been rather polite, but I do really want to understand one thing seriously.
Okay.
Why do women like yourself
Mm-hmm.
feel or believe that you are being helpful to women by lying?
I don't think that you're being helpful to women like for lying.
But you're not
But
telling the truth. You're not telling the observable. You're 32. You're not telling the observable factual reality that you're living in America, ma'am. And even if that's your anecdotal experience, that just looking online, you can look anywhere and see that the majority of black women are overweight. Black women are not known for being cooperative. Strong, independent, I don't need no man, that aggressive kind of thing. That's the stereotype. And it's rooted in some realities. Not known for being the most feminine. And it's by saying, yeah, we're this, yeah, we're that, yeah, we're this. How is that helpful?
I just want to know then who is
How is that helpful? Before we answer that question, before we get to now, see, I don't do it. Before we get to that, you got to tell me how that's helpful. How does it help? Let me reframe it. How is it helpful to tell somebody who's failing a class, you're doing good? How's it helpful?
That's not, I don't think that that's helpful.
Well, modern women are failing in what they want. They want relationships. If you watch this show right now, the first sister I talked to wanted a marriage.
Right.
And she wants more additional kids. And she's on the path to not getting that. And I think it's really hurtful, especially coming from a married woman, to sit back and continue to feed the delusion. And because you don't want to seem hurtful or hurt somebody's feelings. Okay, well, go ahead and keep shooting that heroin, but I don't want to call you a junkie. That's okay. Go ahead. Here's another 8-ball. Keep slamming that though. But no, here's just a little heroin. No. It's not helpful to keep lying to people.
Yeah, but don't you think that part of it is confidence in yourself? Like that's not.
Nope.
You
can be
don't think
confident. You
is
don't.
important
Okay,
at
let's look
all?
let's look at Lizzo. Lizzo will be the first one to tell you that she wants a man that's physically fit and in shape and somebody on her level, and she's confident as all get out and go. You think she's gonna get a LeBron or somebody on that level? No. Confidence and delusion are two different. Y'all the most. You can be confident and wrong.
Yep. And just like Kevin said in a previous video, a lot of women now want good outcomes from bad choices. And it just doesn't work. You can't sit there and neglect yourself physically, health-wise, even, so being submissive to a man and all these things, and then turn around and expect good choices and good outcomes from it. Because again, people are reflective.
That's an interesting perspective.
Is it true?
I don't think that we agree on the perspective, but
the truth, but I don't. But see, there's a perspective, man. But your perspective can be one thing, but the truth doesn't require you to agree with it. 2 + 2 is 4.
I agree. The
Okay,
truth is the truth.
Well, the truth is the truth. 80% of black women are truly overweight by any standard. You familiar with this old program called Soul Train?
Yes, I am.
Go back and watch that and see what we're supposed to look like. That's how we're supposed to be built.
But I mean, the onus is just on the individual person.
What do you mean? Individuals are the ones that get married.
Factors,
man.
Health, like
okay. See what you're going to. The exception doesn't disprove the rule. And see, I need you to understand something. Look at how hard you're struggling to try to justify the unjustifiable.
I don't have any of my statistics with me.
Well, but you do have a scale. And see, that's the thing people don't like about my show, because you don't have to have statistics to. Sometimes you can look at observable reality. If 1 in 4 black women will marry in their lifetime to any man, there's a problem. That means men are saying no. And you got to ask the men why they're saying no. And most men will say they're no because, one, lack of femininity, fitness, and cooperation. That's it. And
in this scenario, do you believe that women can ask men to marry them? Do you think if more women ask all day,
you can ask all day long, and you'll just get rejected. Women control access to sex, and when a child is born, men control access to relationships. If it were easy as that, then Lizzo should be able to run up to LeBron and get married, or Drake, or whoever. That ain't how it works.
LeBron is married.
You get the point. And see, the thing is, I'm listening to a married woman sit back and continue to feed that. It's like Beyonce, all the single ladies, and she was running her married ass back home.
You know what's funny about that? I thought the same thing before I got married.
But you're doing the same thing she's doing. You're still trying. You're fighting to. You're fighting. But the fact of the matter. We've had a conversation, and you have fought to defend the indefensible. You fought to make a reason for it, other than saying yes. There's no reason that a woman, a black woman, should weigh more than a black man at her height. There's absolutely no environmental factor to where a female who's 5'5" should outweigh a man who's 5'5". Absolutely none. And instead of holding that, and if you can't even be true by the biology, how can we gonna get true on the sociology? So you asked who's at fault? Women, like I said, because you lie to one another, you coddle each other, you delude one another. I'm helping more women than women like yourself because, he's so harsh, he's so mean. But guess what? I'm telling the truth that men believe, and the women are getting the outcomes. There are women right now saying, I listen to Kevin. He's the reason I'm engaged right now. I thank you for at least being respectful, but man, you got to start being honest with women. And the truth of the matter is, men want women who are fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive. And they don't have to be millionaires to want that. The average man in this country gets that without being a 6-figure dude. Julio and Javier don't have to be a baller to get Rosita to act like a woman. Appreciate it. I think think that was reasonable though, guys. That was a good. We're gonna have to have those back and forth exchanges. But yeah, that where do you get these stats? And that's more killing the messenger. That ain't necessary. We don't have to do that.
Man, shout out to Kevin. Surgical as always. And what a checkmate there at the end. Good message. I want you guys to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.